this is going to be a regional drill. It's a part of Pennsylvania Region 13. It's basically all 13 counties around the city of Pittsburgh and the city of Pittsburgh. Our emergency operations centers and our EMA coordinators all work together, and we chose to do a regional drill. The focus of this drill is going to be on agro-terrorism and some other scenarios that would be like a fallout from that. There's going to be several venues going on today. There's going to be 2 out here at the fairgrounds in our emergency operations center, and then we're also doing a scenario at our courthouse in the afternoon. And then tomorrow is a public health day. There's going to be both of our hospitals will be participating, Jameson Hospital and Elwood City Hospital, and also we'll be doing what's activating a mass prophylaxis, which is to get a lot of antibiotics out to a lot of people in a short period of time.
It's a learning experience for our emergency providers. It's an opportunity for our hospitals and our fire departments and our police departments, our sheriff's office to work together in an exercise so that should an event ever occur, that they'll be prepared, that they'll be part of a unified team, and that they'll learn the process of working together and hopefully an ability to protect all our citizens.
You know, I truly believe you can't be prepared enough, and by conducting an exercise like that, this helps everybody to get prepared for a scenario, something like this, or any other scenario where you have that communication and cooperation. So I think it's most important that we be part of the Region 13, and I'm glad to see this happening here in Lawrence County.
The commissioners have been kept abreast of all the parts of this exercise by our emergency management folks. We've been in on the planning meetings, and of course we're going to have a scenario at the courthouse that's going to unfold this afternoon, where we'll get to exercise our emergency preparedness in the courthouse complex itself. So we've been part of this process from almost the very beginning.
And thank God for Homeland Security that gave us the grant to be able to do this, because there is so much involved with materials and meetings and a little bit of traveling and just the communications alone to pull this all together with all 13 counties, with the Department of Ag, the Department of Health, with Harrisburg, with the state EOCs, with the PEMA and FEMA, and the paper trail alone has just been overwhelming. But we started last June, and we really got into the meat and potatoes, I think, in October, and ever since then, clear till today, even till 2 o'clock this morning.
What we're trying to do is to exercise those particular plans, our mass prophylaxis plan, how our emergency operations centers between Lawrence County and our partners throughout the region, for instance, Bob Fool from Allegheny County's here, providing resources, and we're communicating through their emergency operations center as well and their command staff. So that's a big part of it. And then also our hospitals, how they can handle a medical surge, which is a lot of patients that can overtax them. That will be something that's going on tomorrow.
What we had at the fairgrounds today was the joint operation of the State Department of Agriculture and county-level hazardous materials response teams onto an infected premise where an animal had died of anthrax disease. And an effect of anthrax is that the animal and the premises become infected, contaminated, and are very hazardous. So they conducted a joint operation to remedy that situation. In addition to that, they also were presented with a clandestine laboratory where a biological agent, in this case anthrax bacteria, was grown as a joint law enforcement, hazmat, and agriculture scenario to give them the cues and indicators of what such a laboratory might look like.
We are here today doing an exercise for Homeland Security, which involves several key points. One of them for agriculture is there has been a fair. At the fair, someone has dropped blood containing anthrax. Thousands of people pass through this wonderful fair every time they have the fair in August. And people have begun to show lesions, flu-like symptoms. Cows have been dying, and the veterinarians feel that it is due to anthrax. The agricultural community will be visiting farms who had animals at the fair. They will be taking samples. They will be taking the samples to Harrisburg or local laboratories for confirmation of what they suspect. The local health departments will be taking samples from people who are already showing the signs of anthrax.
Has everybody kind of been updated on what's going on? We'll go over it again real quick. I guess we're in the operation stage. What we're going to do, Mike will be doing the incident, and we have the agriculture guys who are going to be working with us with entry. And what we're looking for to start out is, I know I got myself and you are again? Larry. We're going to be like operations working. We're going to set up teams, and we're going to try to intermix with both counties. You guys are going to need to be, we're going to do Tyvex and PEP, so you need your Millenniums. Yeah, Millenniums. We'll use that. All right, you're going to be suited out with that. And what they have, it for everybody who doesn't know, we know it's anthrax, and I guess it's involved with animals, and our mission is going to be to actually bury the animals.
Hi, we're just checking everybody into the event. Do you have your ID cards with you? Okay. Actually, I will need to give you a barcode for it.
We're demonstrating a technology that allows field commanders to communicate directly to the mobile command center as well as the command center that might be located in another county, possibly another state. It operates in real time, communicating information on assets and personnel. Tricorder Data Systems was formed 2.5 years ago to develop applications to support emergency responders. This was in cooperation with SPAWARS, that's a Navy research facility, to create a hastily formed secure wireless network that transmits information necessary for managing an event, a catastrophe, things of that nature.
But if you could have somebody start moving a barricade trailer up this way, we're going to need to cordon off some areas here.
Well, one of the things that we have, one of the critical resources necessary to manage any emergency or disaster is communications. And that's one of the things we've focused in the task force in ensuring that whenever you marshal police, fire, emergency medical services, emergency management, hazardous materials teams, state, federal partners, and so forth, that we can all communicate. So we've put a great deal of financial resources in mobile command posts. Today, here in Lawrence County, we have our Allegheny County Mobile Command Unit and our staff, as well as there'll be other command posts throughout the region will be participating. And the activity will be essentially is to ensure that the first responders and everybody can talk. And so we have a great deal of technology to bring to bear to these types of events, and we will be testing all the communications systems. But communications is critical to the success of any emergency.
The truck is set up to work off of a computer network which is satellite based. We have a satellite antenna receiver on the roof, which in turn we can hit the internet when our network runs off of that data off of the internet. We also have an internal network, computer network in the vehicle that can that we can do just about basically anything any normal stationary office would be able to do. We also have the capability to, since it is mobile, we can pretty much talk to any fire department or any emergency services agency that we need to. We can do on-the-fly programming. We can do some dispatching, and we can, basically a big office on wheels. Currently, the vehicle has 42 antennas on the roof, and that runs the gamut from low band, the 33 megahertz range, all the way up to 800 megahertz. We also have some digital state digital radios on there. Also on the roof, we have 3 masts. One mast is a microwave receive, much like when the news stations broadcast from their helicopters. They use microwave. We can take those signals from those news helicopters to broadcast in the vehicle to see what's going on if we're at a bigger incident. Also, we have 2 cameras on the top. One's a combination color thermal imager camera, and the other one is a color with a low light emitter. So when it becomes nighttime, we can see easier at night. Also on the truck, aside from the data satellite, we also have a DirecTV satellite. So we have 7 monitors within the vehicle, so we can monitor all the news stations, local stations, national news stations, to see if it's a bigger incident, what's going on, what other kind of intel or what other type of information is coming in or happening about the incident.
We responded as the Lawrence County Hazmat Team. It's a joint venture between the Lawrence County Department of Public Safety and the City of Newcastle Fire Department and several of the other fire departments in Lawrence County. And we provided technical specialists to assist the Pennsylvania State Department of Agriculture in their response dealing with a suspected, or I should say it was confirmed, contaminated animal carcass. We were dealing with, the simulation was to deal with an animal carcass that was contaminated with anthrax, so therefore it was a deadly potential for the people who were actually dealing with that carcass. Our people helped the Department of Agriculture dispose of that carcass, and then we also provided the technical specialists to decontaminate the personnel and vehicles and equipment that were used in that process.
Operations, our water supply for the decontamination has been requested and is en route.
I copy that. It's en route. They will report to Decon.
They're going to look for you. You'll need to direct them to the Decon location.
Copy that. Be advised, Decon's in process of setting up. Teams are getting ready to go here shortly. I'll keep you informed.
Copy.
It's very important for Mercer County to be a part of the 13 counties in the city of Pittsburgh. We provide support for them. They provide support for us on any event that we have happen in the Mercer County area. We've both provided support for each other on several occasions, so it works out really well for us, and equipment-wise, communications-wise, and personnel-wise, because we use those people on a daily basis.
I got anthrax in my farm.
Right. So you know we're going to post a quarantine.
We understand that.
All right.
And like I said, I got the dead animal down there in the shed at the other end.
Actually, what I do for the region is I am the chairman of the agricultural subcommittee. And since this had an ag component to it, they ask us to sort of help play with it, make sure things operated the way it should, and sort of act as a liaison between the state ag office and the local responders in the community. Nobody can do everything themselves, so hopefully collectively we can handle what we're going to see out in the real world. And by playing together, training together, we should be able to respond more effectively and efficiently in a real emergency.
Decontamination is we're washing the product or the substance that the people were contaminated with off their equipment, and we're decontaminating them. Just so we don't want to inhale it. That's why the men are wearing respirators, because it could be an airborne product. And so they have respiratory protection, and they're in full Tyvek suits, which encapsulates them from getting any of the product on them. The steps, as you see behind me, there's 2 decon pools set up. The first pool is what we call gross decontamination. They step into that. We give them a wash down of the solution of what we were recommended by command. And after they're rinsed, that's gross. They step into secondary decon, which is a final rinse. And then they step out at and they're undressed from that point down. Anywhere, depending on the product with anthrax, it's probably a 1 to 3 minute decon. With some of the stronger chemicals, it could be up to 10 minutes.
It's a good training process. Number one, the safety officers. I'm the safety officer for this incident, making sure that our guys are safe, wearing the right protective clothing. I'm learning what type of solutions we should be deconning our guys in. It's a chlorine solution. Learning what type of respirators we're wearing, what type of protective clothing that we should be putting our guys into the hazardous situation. The department, we were working in conjunction with the Department of Agriculture, so they do some things different than we do, and we'll maybe in the future get a better working relation with them and do some training with them.
The ambulance crews are here to support the team. They provide medical evaluations prior to the teams being deployed, monitor vital signs during the deployment, and then medically clear them once the incident has been cleaned up and the teardown has been completed.
The Communications Committee looks over requests for equipment from the region. They're also responsible for communications on a large incident. We have a comms L team or comms unit leader team. We respond. We handle interoperability communications, how to cross-patch channels together, provide state 800 frequencies. We have what's called a CAL, cell on wheels, on loan from the state, that's stationed out here in western Pennsylvania. We'll bring that to a large incident and set up to extend the state network coverage.
Oh, every time we do an exercise like this and this size and this scale, we find things that we got to work on and change. We'll start working on things as soon as the exercise is over to make it better.
We're here at the Lawrence County Government Center and Courthouse, and the purpose of our activities is to prepare the sheriffs, the security personnel, and local law enforcement for the eventuality of an emotionally disturbed person committing a shooting inside of the government facility. The scenario is designed that a single gunman has entered the courthouse and has started shooting at people. The resulting law enforcement response needs to be very fast, very aggressive, and geared towards neutralizing the gunman as quickly as possible and avoidance of further civilian casualties. So we run these evolutions. They're very short, only a couple of minutes in duration. We run them repeatedly with small teams of 3 and 4 deputies and officers who go into the building, ride to the sound of the gunfire, and try to take out the shooter.
Negative, we're approaching. You guys know where you're going?
Yeah, this, you got one?
Yeah.
Ready? Watch him over top. You gotta have an open door up here.
Approaching third floor. I got low.
We got a guy in here on the right hand side. He's wearing khaki pants, just went in the doorway. You're gonna go down this hall, make a left and a quick right.
Call him out.
There's a sheriff's deputy here to the left too.
Go to the deputy. Get to the deputy. Deputy down or?
No, up.
Get to the deputy. Talk to me.
You got a deputy straight back in that door.
Talk to me, team leader. What's the third floor? You see anything?
Long hallway's clear. Watch left. Who's got left?
I got you. I don't got you. I'm out. Copy. We haven't made contact.
Police! Where you at?
Is that a play?
We got doors here.
Just hold these doors.
Where you at?
Watch straight down.
It's the Carver. Yeah.
Team leader, go.
Where?
My guy.
Yep.
Identify yourself as a police.
Police department! Police department, come on with your hands up!
They're coming out.
Got his back. I got one in my back.
Don't shoot me again! Now don't shoot me!
Come on out. Come out with your hands up. Come out with your hands up.
Somebody coming out the door.
Come out with your hands up. Let's see your hands. Let's see your hands. Let me see your hands. My hands. Shoot this asshole. He's gonna kill me.
Is he down? What do you mean by down? Is he in custody or is he dead? Copy. Team leader, call command. I have 1 tango deceased. I have 1 victim. We don't have extensive injuries.
We cleared these ones behind us already, coming in.
These two?
We didn't do the bathrooms yet.
What about the one behind Jimmy?
Let's do it. Small room, coming out, clear.
Clear.
We're up.
On you. Ready? I'm ready. Small room's clear.
Coming out.
Small room's clear, coming out. Is that it? Nothing else is in play?
Satisfied?
Nothing else is in play?
We're done. That's great.